Ever wonder how I create videos? Ever wonder those technical details, the cameras, the lenses, the lights, the audio, the background, all of those intricate details that are often overlooked? Well, last week I went into all kinds of detail talking about this creative space that I have, but I didn't go into much detail about what it's actually like for me to create YouTube videos in here. And that's because I'm constantly changing around the studio. I'm always using it for different projects, for playing darts. I'm often watching movies in here. I'm often having parties and chilling out with friends in here, and doing a lot of different art projects and building all kinds of different things. So this place is very versatile and it's used in a lot of different ways. And I think that it would be really beneficial if we really zeroed in on one specific project. So I'm going to use my secondary camera, the Panasonic G85, and show you guys around and show you guys all of the small details and show you guys how I film these videos on a regular basis. So first things first, we might as well talk about the camera. This here is the Sony FS700. This is not a very good low light camera. It performs okay, but the lower you can have your ISO, the better. So I have mine set all the way down to ISO 500. The lens that I use is the 18-35 from Sigma. It is a 1.8 aperture lens. It is a beautiful lens for APS-C and crop sized sensor. If I set the shot to 1.8, then oftentimes things are not going to be in focus. And that's something I just have struggled too much with. So 2.5 is a nice in between where I'm able to still have a blurry background while not getting the shot completely out of focus. And so that's really important. Now there are a couple tricks that I do to make sure that I actually am in focus. I often have a stand that is just out of frame that I can pull in and out of the shot. On the floor, I have this T here that shows me where I need to stand, and I put this stand right there. Then I go up to my camera and I just rack focus and I check this monitor to make sure that I'm in focus. And if I'm still not sure and I'm still not perfectly confident, I can magnify the image very easily by pushing this button so that I'm actually able to see if things are in focus. I also have peaking that I can easily turn on and off, but I prefer using the magnification button. I also have this secondary monitor over here, which is really helpful because I'm able to see myself for one thing. This camera over here does not have a very good flip around screen. It does have a flip around screen, but then this top handle gets in the way. Even if I were to remove the top handle, which I don't want to do because I like the top handle, this screen is still too small for me to properly judge. So that's why I have this 5-inch Field World's master screen. It's a really cheap monitor, but it does the job just fine. And the reason that I have it on this clamp is so that I'm able to just grab the clamp off of the monitor, walk back with it, and then I'm actually able to judge and see how I look up close. And I have this really long HDMI cable that runs to the camera itself, so I'm able to very easily just judge where I am and how the shot looks and see if it's in focus. Then I can just clamp it back in place, walk back to this spot right here, the T, stand perfectly still, and then start filming. And so most of the time, that works really well. Now this here is a really great tripod, really solid. It holds a lot of weight. I think it holds up to like 15 pounds. It's not the most expensive tripod. This is the E-Image GH03 tripod. It's a really solid tripod. It has really great features on it that are really helpful to me. I'm dealing with a herniated disc, so bending over or stretching is really uncomfortable. And this has just one lever that you can pull and it will adjust all of the leg heights, as opposed to a lot of other tripods, which you have to bend over and twist or unlock each individual leg, and you have to do that with each individual layer. It's really inefficient and really uncomfortable, and I really dislike it. All right, next let's talk about the audio. Whenever possible, I like to have the microphone rigged up to the ceiling. I'm able to get a little bit closer and it's still able to stay out of shot, and I don't have to deal with more stands in my way. I like to have this area be as clear as possible. If I have stands all over the place and I've got things in my way, it gets really cluttered in here and it feels a little claustrophobic. And when you have a cluttered and unorganized space, you kind of get these cluttered and unorganized thoughts, which then lead to cluttered and unorganized execution. I don't really want to have sloppy work, and so by me keeping a space that is clean and not sloppy, I'm avoiding that. So in short, that's why I have my microphone and my lights hanging from the ceiling. Moving on. So I'm using the Rode VideoMic NTG. It is a really good microphone. Now, whenever possible, I do like to have a secondary microphone recording, and right now I'm using the Rode Wireless Go system, and I have the lavalier taped to my chest right here. My eyes are up here. I can cut to the lavalier or I can cut to the boom microphone, depending on what microphone sounded best at a given moment. So this is my key light. This is the Godox SL60W. I use this parabolic softbox, and it is a really great setup, these two combinations. It's really affordable for everything that this light offers. I've been using it for a really long time. So I have this light pointed at like a 45-degree angle to me, and that works really well to be able to just light up part of my face. Because lighting is not just about what is being illuminated, but it's also what you're keeping in the shadows, what you're holding back. And so because I'm not using a fill light over here, or I'm not bouncing this light off here to be able to fill in these shadows, I'm able to contrast a little bit more from the background, and I'm able to contrast a little bit more from the other half of my face, which helps me to stand out. But I do have a light that is acting a little bit as a fill and also as a hair light. And that would be this light right here. This is the Aperture Amaran A7, I think it's called. Here, I'll show you guys what that looks like with this light turned off. So it's not bad, but it definitely is better with that extra hair light. Now, out of all the lights in here, this one is definitely the oldest. This is the newer LED panel. It is a bicolored light, and that's about it. It's really an affordable, really simple light. It does not have a lot of crazy specs. It's not the most color accurate or the brightest, but it works just fine, and it acts as my background light. I don't need to have a perfect light for my background light. I just need it to be able to add a little bit of an orange pop to the background. This is the Yongnuo 360 light. It is an RGB light, and it is the newest light to my overall kit. It's a really simple light. It's just a big stick with RGB diodes in them, but it works well enough for what I need. I usually have this light sitting right around blue, 100% brightness, and I have it facing this wall right here to be able to contrast from the orange. Now, I have this light rigged up by using the base of one of my C stands, and then I have this piece here. I'll pull it out for you guys. I welded this weird trinket, which is a junior to baby pin, and so by using steel and learning how to weld, I've been able to build all kinds of rigs, and I've been able to solve all kinds of problems, such as how to get a low hanging light that is really strong and really well balanced on a stand like this. Now, I went into as much detail as I could in this video, but if I didn't mention something that you're curious about or something that you are really wanting to know, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you guys have. Also, if you're interested in buying anything that I mentioned in this video, take a look down in the description down below. Any piece of gear that I am able to link to from Amazon, I've done so because I get a small commission fee at no extra cost to you, so it really does help the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring that notification bell so you're getting those notifications, do all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Take care.